Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Vanessa Rankin and I'm a civil celebrant. And I would like to welcome you all here today for this special service to honour the life of Janet Stevenson Shankland, fondly known to you all as Netta. I would also like to welcome Netta's family back in Scotland watching via live streaming. Our love and thoughts are with you all back there today. Today, our grief and sorrow is all the more painful by Netta's sudden and unexpected passing. In some ways, our grief is intensified as there has been no real opportunity to prepare for the loss, say goodbye, finished unfinished business, or prepare for bereavement. Trying to make sense of it all is difficult. And it is important to allow yourself to grieve in your own individual way and heal in your own time. We are here this morning to pay our last respects and to bid a sad farewell to Netta and pay tribute to her short life, and in our own way expressed our love and admiration for her. We have all been deeply hurt by her death, because she was taken from her family and friends too early. It does seem so cruel to lose one so young. May the peace that comes from the memories of love shared comfort you now and in the days ahead. Only a short life, but what an imprint her footprints have left on your hearts. We extend our deepest sympathy to Netta's family, her husband Jim, their children Louise, Elaine, Karen and Marie, and their husbands Stephen, Robert and Fred. Netta was a loving grandmother to John, Katie, Alicia and Elliot. And we also think of her extended family in Scotland, her siblings Rita and Robert and their families. Our love and thoughts are with them all. The memories of Netta you have as a relative or a friend will always be there, and there would be no sorrow in your heart today if yesterday you had not known the pleasure of Netta's presence in your life. Although it's true that there was so much more of life that Netta wanted to experience, there was an enormous amount of things that Netta had already experienced. She had the love and respect of her family and friends, and in particular her work colleagues, who have praised her commitment to work. And I quote, "Netta was truly a great mentor, a leader and a friend. It was a privilege to work with her." Another one, "Netta was a fantastic nurse, a leader, a friend, and truly a great boss." And Netta was a wonderful nurse to work with. These are just a few of some of the comments about Netta, but shows the respect and love that her colleagues had held her in high regard. Netta was born in Kilmarnock. I'm not sure if that's right, is it, Jim? Near enough. In Scotland in 1959. She grew up on a dairy farm and she loved riding her horse. After she left school, she wanted to stay on the farm and work, but her mother wanted her to leave and have another career path as well. So Netta enrolled in nursing and she worked at the Seafield Air Children's Hospital. Netta was a member of the local Young Farmers group, and this is where she met Jim. Jim tells me that when he first met Netta, he was keen on her, but he got rather drunk. So at the next meeting, when he saw Netta, he thought she looked familiar, but he couldn't remember her name. So he sort of hung around her for a while, and eventually someone called her by her name. And then this gave him the courage to walk up to her and invite her out. And as they say, the rest is history. They were married on the 4th of August 1983 and they went to live on Jim's parents' dairy farm in a bungalow. Along came 4 children, Louise, Elaine, Karen and Marie. The idea of coming to Australia was always in the background, but it wasn't until they came for a holiday and fell in love with this country and they made inquiries about moving here. So in 2010, Netta applied for and got a job at the Cobram Hospital. So Netta and Marie moved to Australia. After this, Jim stayed on the family farm and eventually the family partnership was finalised, and this enabled him to move to Australia in 2015 and join Netta and settle in Cobram. Jim tells me that in 2015, not long after he moved here, he had the opportunity to go down the Murray River on a boat trip with a dear friend, or a new dear friend, John Howard. He jokes that Netta had to go to work to pay for the fuel, but I think it might have been for the beer actually, for the trip. But both their wives, Netta and Helena, were the roadies and helped with supplies, meeting up with them on the trip down the Murray. On John's boat, he had 2 motors. One was called Netta. She was hard to start but went all day. And the other was Helena. It was easy to start but gave trouble. So Netta had a good sense of humour and often played jokes on her friends. One story was that Netta owned a puppet and would often bring it out when her friend Paula at work would be giving out instructions for the day. Netta would stand behind Paula and make funny puppet actions to distract everyone. I can see you nodding over there, Paula. Netta has enjoyed the company of good friends, and she has lived a contented and productive life. A life that she was willingly sharing with all of us here. And we must remember that we are here today not because Netta has died, but because she has lived. And during her time on earth, she shared her life with us. And although her life has been cut short, it has been filled with love, laughter and adventure. And now, to hear some more stories of Netta's life, I would like to invite her good friend and work colleague, Paula McPherson, to come forward, please.
When Jim and I spoke about me coming to talk at Netta's funeral today, I got lots of advice from lots of people on how what to talk about and how to actually get through it. But I'm actually going to go back to some original advice that Netta gave me quite some time ago. Whenever things got tough, she always said to me, "Suck it up, princess." Or she would add, "Put your big girl pants on." So I'm going to take that advice today, and that will help me get through what I need to talk to you about. Netta first joined Euroa Health in the 9th of January 2017. She came on board as our aged care manager, and she held many other portfolios and hats while she was there, including Director of Nursing, Acting CEO, but the title that she was most proud of was being a nurse. She was also described as a ship's captain, a leader, a mentor, and my partner in crime. But I'll let the words of her colleagues and her peers, the residents and families that she cared for, and her staff, tell the Euroa Health story. Over the last 2 weeks, many stories, laughs, and anecdotes have been shared, and they've been placed in this memory book, and I'd like to actually share some of those with you today. Okay, which ones do I pick? All right, okay. Dear Netta, thank you for always having your door open for me. You always knew what to say. You'll be sadly missed. I am deeply saddened by the sudden loss of Netta, as all that knew her and worked with her are. Netta was the tapestry of Euroa Health. Busy as she was, she always managed to have time for me. Her kindness filtered through Euroa Health. The trainee students always spoke highly of her. She was very humble, kind, and she will be missed immensely. from a relative who actually lives in America. They wrote, "I've just been informed of Netta's recent passing. I just wanted to add my sadness on this news. Netta's impact on all the lives at Granite Hill has been great. She was very helpful to me on one particular occasion, for which I feel her compassion." Netta, you were an inspirational leader. You always put your role above all else. You worked tirelessly to ensure you were able to achieve so many days that you made us all laugh, and at times we shared tears. You knew how to deliver residents the best care and focus on more than just clinical outcomes. You are the cornerstone of Nani. Nani's our rescue dog that came to Granite Hill. You were the cornerstone of Nani being part of the team. You made sure she was central to each day. We are devastated by your loss, and we will always celebrate your life and remember your many sayings. Euroa Health will never be the same. A great nurse and compassionate and caring friend. So they're just a small sample of what the staff and residents and lots of people have shared. I had the pleasure of meeting Netta in February 2020, and about 2 weeks after I joined Euroa Health, COVID hit. Aged care was very challenged with COVID, as you're probably all aware, but we got through with teamwork, and we were very, very proud of our organisation response to the significant risks to our residents, our staff and our patients. Despite how tough it was, Netta worked hard and gave so much more and expected so little in return. Netta coped with these challenges with humour. We have many Netta-isms, as we call them, and I'll see if I can find them in the book. I don't remember what page they're on. Okay, some of them I actually can't read out. Yeah, oops, exactly. Come in and close the door. You knew you were in trouble, she said that. Going to check the garden, or the weather, or whatever else she could come up with. She said things like, as useful as an ashtray on a motorbike, or as useful as a chocolate fire guard. They were just a couple of examples of the funny things she used to come up with. The other things that she did that were quite hilarious that I recall is that she would often get on our PA system at Granite Hill, and nobody could actually understand what she was saying. So someone had to kind of do some interpreting. A couple of staff have actually mentioned to me in the last couple of days they used to just say, "Yes, Netta," but they had no idea what she was saying. But they'd work it out in the end. As an aged care manager, Netta was committed to her residents, families and staff. COVID only increased her commitment. She was there early, left late, supporting her staff to care for residents and patients of Euroa Health. With that in mind, I'd like to thank Jim, Mari, Karen, Elaine and Louise for supporting Netta to have her commitment to her work. As I said, Euroa Health will miss her announcements over the PA and her RM Williams boots and her love of the coffee from the Granite Hill coffee shop. She had lots of coffee. Netta meant so much to many, families that she supported, residents she held the hands of, to the staff that she gave the love of aged care to, and Nani, her source of smackos. She was my confidant, my partner in crime, my amazing friend, but most of all, she was a wonderful, wonderful nurse. Those that can I get you to stand? And I'd like to give Netta a round of applause to thank her for all she's done for us.
Thank you very much, Paula. That was lovely. And can I now, John, don't sit down, if you'd like to come forward, please, and tell us a few of your memories of Netta.
Unlike Paula, I didn't have a bunch of notes. I'm going to wing it. So bear with me. I was very fortunate to meet Netta when she first came out from Scotland. Both me and my wife. She was billeted at a flat which belonged to us, but was being rented by the hospital for the first 3 months. So virtually we got to know her fairly well, and that's where our friendship started. Now that continued on for quite some time, and I could tell you some stories, but they're not really appropriate for the church and for this time, but I'm gladly tell you about it later on. We've thrown a lot of shit at Netta over the years. That's an Australian saying if people don't know it. And copped it back in big heaps. We had a lot of trips. Jim didn't come out at the same time as you heard earlier. He came out sometime later, and he virtually buggered everything up because I was moving in on Netta. I really liked her. She was a really good friend. But once Jim did appear on the site, and we become a very good match. Both been about the same shape at that time. Both had the same amount of thirst. Loved our tucker. So therefore, as Paula said before, we went down the river and got drunk for about a month. We don't remember too much of it, but boy did we have some belly laughs. And same with Netta, when we always got together and had a bit of a yarn, a talk, or we'll throw in some rubbish at each other, we'd always end up having a bloody good belly laugh over something, because there was always someone who stuffed up, did something wrong, or I could dob someone in, which is sitting right in front of me. But anyway, look, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm going to miss the girl very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. And I'm sure there'll be some good stories at the wake later on, so target John, I think. I'd like to ask Netta's daughter, Mari, if she could come forward and read a poem. It's not easy, Netta, but we'll get you through it.
I just hope you can all understand me. A wife, a mother, a grandma too. This legacy we have from you. You taught us love and how to fight. You gave us strength, you gave us might. A stronger person would be hard to find. And in your heart you were always kind. You fought for us all in one way or another. Not just as a wife, not just as a mother. For all of us, you gave your best. And now the time has come for you to rest. So go in peace, you earned your sleep. Your love in our hearts will eternally keep.
Well done. Thank you very much, Mari. So we're now going to reflect on some of the stories of Netta with a slideshow, which reminds us that memories are now the greatest possession that we have of Netta. Lovely memories of a character of a woman who has been loved and admired by you all. So with much love and pride, we shall acknowledge Netta's life's journey through photos and images captured by the family.
The downtown trains are full of all them Brooklyn girls. They try so hard to break out of their little world. You wave your hand and they scatter like crows. They have nothing that'll ever capture your heart. They're just thorns without the rose. Be careful out there in the dark. Oh, if I was the one you chose to be your only one, oh baby, can't you hear me now? Can't you hear me now? Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? Every night is just the same on a downtown train. I know your window and I know it's late. I know your stairs and your doorway. I'll walk down your street and past your gate. I stand by the light of the four-way. You watch them as they fall, oh baby. They all having their heart attacks. They stay at the carnival, but they'll never win you back. Will I see you tonight? All my dreams fall like rain on a downtown train. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? Every night is just the same. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train? All my dreams fall like rain on a downtown train. On a downtown train.
I'd now like to share with you a poem that the family have selected. You can shed tears that she has gone, or you can smile that she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she'll come back, or you can open your eyes and see all she has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her, or you can be full of the love you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her if only to see that she has gone, or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what she'd want, smile, open your eyes, love and go on. So we have been remembering with affection and gratitude the life of Netta and recalling what a loving, happy, compassionate and good person she has been. To love someone is to risk the pain of parting. Not to love is never to have lived. May Netta's inspiring spirit continue to run free, accompanying us as we keep her in our memories forever and inspiring us to live on without her. We rejoice that she lived. You took delight in her friendship. You treasure that you shared in her life. You cherish your memories of her. With love, we leave her in peace. With respect, we bid her farewell. Netta, may you rest in peace. So on behalf of Netta's family, I thank you all for coming here today and sharing in this celebration of her life. I also thank all her family and friends in Scotland for joining us too. At the conclusion of this service, Netta will be buried at the Cobram Cemetery, and following her burial, you'll be invited to the 1981 bar at the Brugger Sports Club to share some refreshments and your memories of Netta. So would the coffin bearers please come forward?
The magic words, reverently and gently. Yeah, thank you. How about a round of applause for Gavin? Thank you very much, Gavin. I'm sure that will resonate beautifully with Netta. Netta walked gently on this earth and gave to you and others without expectation. It is now time to farewell this beloved woman. At this final time of goodbye to Netta, it is our opportunity to say farewell, which is the rite of passage that allows us to finally let her go to her everlasting rest. We will look back with gratitude for having had her in our lives, and that Netta shared her love and joyfully shared her rather short life with us. Perhaps in the words of this verse you may hear her say, "When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set me free, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry when I am free? Miss me a little, but not too long, and not with your heads bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all part of a master plan, a step on the road to home. If you are lonely and sick at heart, go to the friends we know, and bury your sorrow in doing good deeds. Miss me, but let me go." May everything good that Netta has done in her life inspire us to follow her good example of compassion, charity, and generosity. And I'd like to share this poem with you. Words are few, but thoughts are deep. Memories of you are ours to keep. A life made beautiful by kindly deeds, a helping hand for others' needs. Big was your heart, your friendship true, loved and respected by all you knew. We speak of you with love and pride. We smile through tears we cannot hide. Thank you for the happy memories shared, the love you gave, the way you cared. You've left a space no one can fill. We miss you now and always will. May Netta's inspiring spirit continue to run free, accompanying us as we keep her in our memories forever and inspiring us to live on without her. May we model our lives on Netta's ability to draw us together and share the love that she leaves behind with us. We give thanks for her life. We remember with gratitude her deep love for her family, her sense of fun, and her generous heart. May the chill of darkness of death give way to the warmth and sunshine of her memory that we will cherish forever. We now gently and reverently commit the body of our much loved Janet Stevenson Shankland, dear Netta, to nature's keeping, where she will rest forever. Love is eternal, and those we love shall be with us through all eternity. Let us leave here at peace with ourselves and at peace with each other and our memories of Netta. May Netta rest in peace. So that concludes today's ceremony. Thank you all very much. And I would like to remind you that you have been invited to join Jim and his family at the 1981 Sports Bar and Baruga, where I'm sure you'll share many memories and fellowship and stories of Netta. So thank you all very much. So if the family would like to come forward and place some flowers on Netta's coffin, and then the rest of the people would like to follow. Thanks, Pat. That's good. I'll grab this one now, yeah.
second lot.
Right, beg your pardon?
The second lot of flowers.
Ah, okay.
Like this.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah.
The ones at Tocumwell were amazing.
Yeah, that must have been the best ones we had.
Yeah. You want to take that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's turned off. Or Brian might have turned it on.